Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be going over the trades that I took inside Discord as well as the plan going into tomorrow. So obviously today was an absolutely wild day again. Like the point ranges on NQ, I've never seen this before. I mean, we're in like a 2,000 point range. The NAS literally closed up like 12 to 13%. Crazy day. And I mean, honestly, I didn't really make anything out of today. I mean, I had a small green day, and I'll show you what I took. So it was pretty simple. So we know going into today the market was bearish on the 30-minute. You could see we were crossed here right off of open 9:30. Chart was pretty bearish. We kept coming down to this 50 and kept holding, and then eventually it finally gave down after a million tests of that 50. It finally broke, and that's what obviously sparked the move higher. And yeah, so what I did take today was very simple. So on the 0-day chart and the puts, this is what we opened up like. This is a trade I'll take any day of the week. I mean, market's bearish, we're coming down to this 50, we hit it, we got a little bounce, and then obviously it broke through. So I shorted this. I stopped out for like 40 points, and then I got back in it once we ended up starting to wick a little bit. So I got back in. The trade was probably up like 70 to 90 points. I trimmed some. It was a small like gain, I guess. I trimmed some and then got stopped at break even on the rest. So I was able to make back that small loss that I did take of 40 points, and then I got stopped even. So I mean, it was a very small green trade, but I mean, other than that, there was really nothing that I took or that I wanted to take. The only thing that I was watching was a put cross right here, because we know market's still bearish. We're coming up to this 50, and we just never got the break of it. Obviously, we know the market's bearish, so this is not like a, you could, like in hindsight, yeah, this ended up, marking the bottom, but we know the market's bearish. You never ever are buying or shorting this, not shorting, going long off of the 50 when the market's bearish on puts. Like, that just doesn't make any sense. So I was waiting for this to cross, we never got it, so there was no trade to take from there. And then the rest of the day we just ended up pumping. So when we go back to the 0-day chart now, obviously we got this massive cross. I didn't take this obviously because market is just moving so volatile. Like 50-point moves are the equivalent. Like a normal 50-point move right now is like probably like 250, 300 points. So like trading NQ is very hard, and you got to be super sized light because of the movements we're getting. And this cross in hindsight ended up playing out like a absolute dime, but the rip we had today, I'm pretty sure it's just based off of news. I'm pretty sure some news came out that ended up just sending us. So, we had this funky wick right here. Even if you did take this, I mean, we ended up dropping all the way below the 50 of like a whole dollar below the 50, and then it held, and then we went higher. So, I mean, after that held, if you wanted to, I mean, sure, I guess you could have went long after that, but on this initial like cross, I mean, we had a very funky candle, and obviously I'm not taking that. I mean, it was just a weird looking candle. I wasn't even looking at the chart at the time, so I couldn't really see what it looked like. But if you did take that, who knows what would have happened. Maybe you stopped out on that initial dump, because on NQ that probably was like 200 points or something like that before it ended up reversing. So in hindsight, yeah, it looks like a really nice cross, but I mean, there was news that came out. You can't really time that at all. So that it is what it is. And then I think we had FOMC minutes. I forget what time that actually came out, but yeah, that was another factor today. So I was not really gonna trade anything in the afternoon. But like I said earlier, the put side ended up crossing negative on the 30-minute, and obviously once that happened, we know the market is no longer trending on the bear side, and that we're most likely going to see it move higher. And then on these higher time frames, these look pretty chalked. I mean, 1 hour is below the 50, 10's down hard. The 2 hour 50 is getting broken below, and then we're still sitting at this 4 hour 50. We'll have to see how we open up tomorrow. We have CPI, so I mean, another great news event tomorrow. So there's really no, like, I have no really plan going into tomorrow right now, because it's another news event. So just gotta see what we look like at the open and then go from there. So I mean, most likely I kind of do favor up, but again, we pumped like 12% today. So I mean, it would be wild if we kept going, but if we do open up slightly red, the market is probably still gonna be bullish. So call cross will most likely be the play for tomorrow, or a 50 dip on the call side. So that's what I'm going to be looking for tomorrow. Very simple plan. We're just playing crosses and 50 dips, things like that. So we're going to be getting new Friday contracts on Friday. So after tomorrow, we'll have a better insight of what to expect, because right now the contracts are so juiced. I mean, the call side contracts are 5K a piece. I mean, this chart, obviously we're crossed on the 30-minute right now. The 50 starting to curl up. It'll probably curl up tomorrow at open, but depending on what CPI does, like I said, we'll go from there. But I mean, these contracts are so juiced, like 5K a piece. Like I just want to see what we look like on Friday, and it'll be a little bit easier to read, but like off the charts alone, if we didn't have news tomorrow, I'd be favoring the upside because the higher time frames are starting to lose the 50s on puts, 30 minutes crossing. So, you know, that's pretty much the plan for tomorrow. 0-day cross on calls, 50 dip on calls if the market's bullish. If for some reason we get a massive dump tomorrow, then we'll be neutral. But I mean, I don't see that happening because these are crossed on 30 minutes. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all I got. Drop a like, drop a sub if you're new. If you guys want to learn, draw the cord down below. But yeah, I'm out. Peace.